and welcome to Gaga Knits. My name's Anita and I live in South Wales in the UK, and you can find me on Instagram as gaga.knits and Ravelry as Anita Bowl. This is where I share my knitting, crochet, sewing and my crafty life in general. So welcome everybody. I hope everyone's been well and got back to normal after the Christmas festivities. Today I am going to share with you a finished object, 2 blankets I'm working on, and I have kick-started my decluttering year with what I thought would be the simplest thing to declutter, and that is my knitting and crochet patterns, but I have done a little video on that I shall put in a bit later, and you can see how I got on. And also I wanted to talk about the book that I am reading at the moment. So let's get started with finished objects. I am so pleased to have this one done and dusted, and it is the hat that I was making for my boss. It was meant to be for Christmas, but I didn't get it finished in time, and it's the Blue Stone, a plaid hat by Steven Hicks. And I'm blocking it, losing it. I'm blocking it on a plant pot and with a balloon. I don't really know how else to do it. And I was just going to show you the top. The decreases were quite rapid, and so the top is quite gathered. So I'm hoping it will look all right when he's wearing it. And I knit it out of Drops Alpaca Mix 4-ply, and I used 60 grams of the grey, 7 grams of the navy purple and 6 grams of the maroon. So I have some left basically, and I take it off the balloon. I didn't like this pattern because of all the ends, but I've sewn them all in, which took absolutely ages. And the inside is looking pretty neat. So I'm happy with that. It is large. I knit the largest size, and I used a 3.5mm needle. So I put it on. It drowns me, and I think I've got quite a big head, but I'm not a man. So there we are. I don't know if you can see the back. Hopefully it's going to fit him, something like that. But anyway, I will ask for a photo, but I'm not going to put it on here because my boss doesn't know I do this, but I like to put it on my Ravelry page, so hopefully there will be a picture of him wearing it on that, because only us knitters see that. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. I'll ask him if he minds if I put it on my Ravelry page. I don't like to put pictures up of people if I haven't asked their permission. Once I finished that, I wanted something just simple and easy to knit on or crochet on, as the case may be. And it has been dreary weather here in the UK. We've had a lot of rain, lots of flooding, so I hope you haven't been affected by the floods. And it has just been grey and dreary and cold. So the project I have been working on is a very long-standing project. And I've got it here in one of my old Wonderwool bags, which I'm going to again this April, by the way. I'm going on the Sunday, so if any of you are going and you want to meet up and say hello, that'd be really nice. And it is my scrappy granny, well, I don't know if you should call it granny, so it's a scrappy crochet stripe blanket. I don't know why I call it a granny stripe, but it's I can't even say it, a scrappy crochet stripe blanket, and I'm using all my ends my odds and ends, and my youngest grandson Jack thinks it's for him. He keeps asking how am I getting on with his stripy blanket, and it's really nice to work on because I lay it over my lap while I'm crocheting along, which is the nice thing about crochet. And it's coming along nicely. Jack loves it that it's so multicoloured. I've been working on that quite a bit, enjoying that, just mindless. I do trebles, I think 3 trebles or half trebles. I'll have to put, because I get confused between the American and the British terminology, but I just do a cluster of 3 in each gap basically. I don't know how many crochet stitches I started off with, but I've been enjoying that. And at the beginning of December I wanted to join along with the make along that Leslie from Not Quite Enough Yarn was doing, where you had to do 10 minutes of a craft each day, something for yourself. And I did start, but I haven't got very far. So I'm using this little book here. It's just got a granny square pattern in it, and I am using this yarn, which all different colours, to, if you remember from one of my previous videos, I want to make a blanket for my bed to match my William Morris curtains, and I've got lots and lots of these different colours, and they are Yarn Smith's Create TK, so it's a new yarn I believe on Wool Warehouse, and it's 100% acrylic, and it's really nice. It's not splitty or anything, but I have unfortunately only managed to make 3 so far, but I am enjoying them, and I'm trying to alternate the colours to make sure I've got enough and not duplicate them. But I've only done 3, so I haven't got very far, but I will get back to it. I'm just enjoying my crochet stripe blanket, although I'm running out of little odds and ends, so I'll have to do something else soon anyway. That's all I've been working on this month so far, and we are only on the 7th of January, so it's not too bad. And I have, like I say, started my decluttering, so I'm going to do a little series of decluttering videos. It'll be my normal video, but I will have little decluttering sections. You can fast forward that if you're not interested. But I thought it's a bit of fun just to do a video to see how I get on, and just that I can look back on and think, well, I've done quite well. Like I say, the first one is my knitting and crochet patterns. I wanted to whittle the amount I had down. I had far too many and I didn't even know what I had. So this year is a no buy for me for craft supplies, patterns, anything like that, apart from Wonderwool. And I want to use the patterns that I've got, and I want to use the yarn and the fabrics that I already have this year. So I'm going to shop my stash. So I'm starting off with decluttering my patterns. So let's see how I got on. I've gathered all my knitting patterns together from all the secret places I've been keeping them, and I've got them all together here to go through. The files are organised, I believe. There's socks in one, scarves, shawls in another, that sort of thing. But I haven't looked at them for ages. There's probably loads in there that I won't use. I know I've got duplicates as well. I've also got patterns in here. Some might be sewing, crochet and knitting, but I need to sort those out because I don't know exactly what's in there. This pile are the top ones, are what the knitting patterns that I have just finished, and then I sort of just slide them in that cupboard on that cupboard shelf, and there are other things underneath, just sort of this sort of little catalogue-y ones. And then the magazines are sewing, knitting, crochet, crafts, but I never look at those, so I need to go through those, and if there's anything I want to keep, just rip those pages out and get rid of these magazines. I've sorted them into some kind of order. There's so many I can't even fit them into shot. So I've got cowls, hats, cardigans, shawls, gloves, mittens, baby patterns, children's patterns, jumpers, toys, socks, miscellaneous house things and blankets. And now I'm going to whittle these down to see just which ones I want to use out of these piles, and also how many duplicates have I got, because I noticed as I was going through there are some duplicates. This is going to take me forever. I've decided an easy way of whittling them down is, if I've made them before and they're in Ravelry, then I will get rid. If they're in Ravelry but I haven't made them yet, I'm going to keep the pattern if I've already printed it out, and if it's not in Ravelry and I've got it a different way and I haven't made it yet, I'm going to keep that. So for all my jumper patterns, I've only got 2. So if I do that with everything else, hopefully I'll only have a small pile of patterns at the end. My knitting file died, fell apart, but the inside is still all right. So I've taken out all the patterns and things in there, and I found some little embroideries I did years ago on an evening class, so I'm going to put that in the front. Got another type on the back, and these are the only patterns that I'm keeping. And in this box, all this is to be shredded. I've got a few in here, don't know how that got there, that are actual patterns. Sorry, it's a bit late now, so it's a bit dark. I'm going to see if anyone wants them, or they can go to the charity shop. All these Polly Pockets are on the floor, don't know what I'm going to do with those. And I also found these sort of little booklets for all these sheets, so I pulled them apart and I'm going to use them in here to section the different categories of. So I shall show you how I get on later. This is all I'm keeping. Definitely worth doing. Took me ages, but it's so nice. I've got so much room. Those old folders are all over there to go. That is the recycling. I did the magazines and also the folders that weren't technically knitting, and they're going to a knitting group. And that's it. The rest is in the bin. So I hope you enjoyed that little video. It was just a bit of fun. I hope it wasn't too boring, but I just made it for myself, so I enjoyed it. And when I haven't been crafting this month, I have been reading this book. Now, I showed you this in my last video. So it's The Vintage Shop by Libby Page, and I am really enjoying this. It's an easy read, but you want to find out what's happening. It is a bit of a page turner, which is what I like. I read it when I go to bed. I always like to read a book for a while to clear my mind, to get off to sleep, and I'm really enjoying this, except I keep thinking, oh, I'll just read a bit more. But it is very enjoyable, and I will read the back because I'm not very good at explaining what books are about. So I'll just read the back and I'll put it on the screen as well, and you can read it for yourself if you want to. So the book is about one dress, 3 women, a lifetime of secrets. Among the cobbled streets of Frome in Somerset, Lou is about to start something new. After losing her mother, she knows it's time to take a chance and open her own vintage clothes shop. In upstate New York, Donna receives some news about her family which throws everything she thought she knew into question. The only clue she has to unlock her past is a picture of a yellow dress. Maggie is in her 70s, newly divorced and all alone in an empty house. Visiting the little vintage shop in Frome with its rows of beautiful dresses brings back cherished memories she'd long put aside. Could uncovering the secrets of the yellow dress help them unlock their next chapter? Now, it might not sound brilliant from the writer, but I am really enjoying this, so I would recommend it if you want quite a light-hearted read, but it is still a good read. And that's basically everything I've got so far this month. I am going to try put up a few extra videos rather than just one a month, but we'll see how we go. And on New Year's Day, it actually stopped raining for long enough for Martyn and I to go for a little walk. I will put some photos of our walk at the end here just for you to see. It does look a bit wet and grey still, but it was just nice to get out and have some fresh air. I hope you enjoyed those, and everyone take care, enjoy your crafting. Please leave a comment below if you feel like communicating with me, and thank you again if you have subscribed, and if you haven't but you watch these videos and enjoy them, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you won't miss any of my future videos. I hope you all have a lovely week, 2 weeks, however long it is before I come and speak to you again. Take care everyone, and I shall see you soon. Bye.